AITAH for cutting off my parents because they can't accept the fact I've moved on from my ex so quickly. Story 1. Hello everyone. I will try to keep this as short as possible, but for some context, I 27M broke up with my ex because she had an affair 4 to 5 days ago now. I didn't spread bad word about her. I just blocked her everywhere and left a nice note for her. Yesterday, I decided to hang out with someone I met online, which led to me posting a pic on my private story with her. Unfortunately, one of my close friends snitched to my ex about me moving on so quickly, which led to my ex bawling her eyes out to my parents and them scolding me, so I cut off my close friend because he made his choice. In the past few days, I've lost a 7-year relationship and a 10-year friendship with a man who guided me when I came to the UK for university, but to be honest, I felt nothing. No sorrow, just regret with my choices. However, I do feel sorrow with the choice I made today. My parents are complete assholes. When I ghosted my ex and left without a trace, my ex went to them and started bawling her eyes out, and they scolded me for not hearing out her perspective, which honestly made me chuckle because what perspective is there? When my friend snitched to my ex telling her that I hanged out with a girl, she once again bawled her eyes out and they scolded me for moving on so quickly. I honestly don't understand why they love her so much, but hate me. So I finally had enough and decided to message them telling them I want nothing to do with them, and I will block them. However, it seems like they told everyone in my extended family tree, as everyone is against my decision apart from my siblings, as they have first-hand experience about how much of an asshole my parents are. So AITAH, is this choice too extreme, or am I doing the right thing? My parents are practically fossils as well, so I have to consider this for long term. Edit: my parents know about the affair, but I have shit talked about my ex because I don't care about her anymore. No need to show any feelings towards. That's the best way for revenge. First comment. Forgiveness is almost fetishized at this point, or anything near to it. Hearing someone out, seeking closure, etc. It is up to the person who was wronged if they want to participate in any of it. I don't care if you broke up with and blocked her for chewing with her mouth open. It's your call. Normally I would say, since your parents are old and you seem hesitant to tell them you won't engage with them for a certain amount of time and won't again if they keep writing you about speaking to your ex. And that is for sure an option. Yet you say they are such assholes, even your siblings understand your actions? That changes things. In a few weeks, if life feels better without them in it, then weigh that out. BTT, your ex surely knows what your parents are like. Going to them was a dick move. Ditto your ex-friend who gained nothing by being involved. Second comment. NTA. Let's be real. You're not over shit. You're mad and you're entitled to be so. Your parents sound like pieces of work, and if you want to ignore them while they're choosing appearances over their son, then you're allowed to do that. I wouldn't suggest doing so for long, but clearly they're not helping and you're an adult, so you can choose the relationship you want with them. Personally, I don't think it's smart to instantly start going out with other people, but it's your life. It's up to you if you care to go nuclear on your ex too, but it sounds like she's already building a defense for her own ego. Story 2. AITAH for refusing to sign prenup after 10 years of marriage. My husband 40M and I 32F has been married for 10 years. We are both in the military, and he is eligible for retirement. I'm not yet. Today he brought up me signing a prenup, so in case we divorce, I will have no right to 50% of his military retirement. I feel like I've been gutted on the inside, and here is why. Background: when I married my husband, he just got over a divorce, and the ex took everything of value: new car, appliances, best furniture, etc. He was deep in credit card debt, and in order to protect his future retirement, he was paying her over $100K in spousal support over the next few years. I didn't care, and was working hard with him to get us out of debt, and to pay off what he owed to his ex. I had no debt of my own. We lived very frugally for years while his spoiled ex was sporting a luxury car and lifestyle paid in part by our earnings. Out of 10 years we've been married, my husband was cheating on me for about 8. It started with webcam models online, and then he ended up cheating in real on his work trips with some of those models he found online. Around 10 women in real and dozens online affairs. He ended up spending thousands of dollars on this hobby of his. I found out one day 7 years ago by checking a time on his phone because it was the closest one. Then the WhatsApp notification popped up, and I was introduced to one of the dozens of chats with so-called models on his phone. My world fell apart. The excuse was that he needed more. He was addicted to sexting, etc. When I asked for him to stop, he threatened divorce. I was raised in a very traditional household, and I couldn't bear the shame that will come from my family if I divorce, so I backed down. I was trying to make peace with it, but I felt inadequate and a failure as a woman. Over the years he didn't stop, but the years of me crying over every affair made him slow down a lot in his endeavors. Over the years my career went uphill, and I'm finally feeling more confident and less scared of his divorce threats. Thanks to years of therapy and some medication, I feel better and don't have intrusive self-deprecating thoughts anymore. Fast forward to today when my husband dropped the bombshell. We started talking about a mutual friend that'd been living with her boyfriend for 10 years. Another mutual friend suggested that she should marry her so to protect her future and the sacrifices she made in order to ensure his very successful career. I also said that I support that idea 100% as my friend is dear to me and I'm afraid to see her left with nothing if he decides to leave. After my friends had left, my husband, who heard the conversation, said that he has been worried for years about losing 50% of his pension in case we decide to divorce. I had no intentions of divorcing my husband, but I was hurt by the comment, so I fired back that this is my insurance in case he decides to bring an 18-year webcam model into the house since he got bored of me of whatever. And trust me, I'm 30, but all of his APS are barely legal in their pictures with their real age being no more than 22. He got upset with me and went on the tangent on how women have these crazy laws protecting them and how poor men are being ripped off in their marriages. He also brought up his ex who took a lot from him while he got nothing out of the 7-year relationship, and now we married again with a successful guy. On and on. I felt gutted on the inside. I was not crying anymore. I think I cried all of my tears out over the years. I just left for a few hours to give me some space to think. Aside from cheating and occasional petty fights like Thar, he is everything I want in a man. He is reliable and smart and helps me with everything I do, including our house renovation. I still love him, and I'm scared to be alone and go back to dating. I don't know what to do. AITAH for immediately shutting down the prenup conversation? First comment. I just want to mention that when you walk away, you don't start over. Your life just transforms. What happens is that when you live with someone who is cheating and hiding it and having secrets, they are first of all lying to you every single solitary day. So you're choosing to be in a relationship and telling yourself how great they are. Well, every single day they're lying. Every single day they are deceiving you. Every single day they are manipulating you and undermining you and making you doubt your perception so that you feel like you don't have enough strength to go and live on your own. That's what cheaters do. It's part of the game. Generally, they don't want the other women. They want to triangulate with other women against their target, and then they're gratified by how upset their target would be if they knew everything they were doing, and they come home conveying all of that subconsciously, and you encounter it, and you feel fear and anxiety because of what they're bringing to you. They are breaking you down and making you feel weak. That's really quite cruel, the game that cheaters play. And the thing is, because of how cheaters twist their target, the target never realizes that they would be absolutely fine by themselves, that they don't need to date. They don't need to think about dating. They don't need a partner. What they don't realize is that when they go off and they live their life without this cheater, after a year or two, they realize how badly damaged they were by the person who was deceiving them and manipulating them all the time. Not only that, they start to discover the incredible peace and serenity and confidence and freedom that comes from not living with a person who has so much pathology. They can't see the vitalogy until after they leave and begin to heal. So generally targets sound like you sound, afraid to be alone, afraid to start over. That's the programming, and it's working beautifully. On you. But I'm glad that you are feeling more confident in your occupation. I didn't see that you had kids, which is good, because when we live like that, we are mainlining the wiring into our children to be willing to be treated like that and to be happy treating somebody like that. It's a horrible intergenerational pathology. Best of luck. Second comment. NTA. He was quite happy for you to help pay off debts and cheat on you repeatedly. Did this guy ever love you? I can understand why his first wife divorced him, and I can't understand why you are choosing to stay in a marriage where this guy doesn't seem to love, respect, or honor you. To be honest, the picture you paint is that of a selfish, self-absorbed, creepy guy who loves to chase after girls young enough to be his daughters who wouldn't hesitate to go there given the chance. Tell me again why you value your worth so little. I don't mean to be unkind, but the picture you've painted doesn't show this guy in any much of a positive light. Stick his prenup where the sun won't shine. I think you've earned whatever you would get from divorcing him.